Welcome to Inside Major League Pickleball MLP Draft Edition. I'm Will Daughton, breaking down everything you need to know for one of the biggest days on the pro pickleball calendar. First things first, the draft will take place this Friday, February 27th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. It'll run in an online draft room that will not be available to the public, but there will be pick-by-pick coverage as the 66 open roster spots get filled by the 20 MLP teams. So how does it all work? The draft will run through a dynamic bidding process where teams bid for picks instead of specific players. For example, if there's a player that I just need to have on my team and I want to draft that player first overall, I would have to submit a bid for the first pick. If I outbid every other team, then I would own the rights to that pick and would be free to use it to draft any available player. So teams will have to submit bids for each pick slot that they want to use. Now, the draft will be broken up into two parts. Part 1 will run until each team has at least 2 males and 2 females on its roster. So once a team gets to that point, they will not be able to submit another bid until every other team has at least 2 males and 2 females. The minimum bid for Part 1 will be $10,000 paid to the league, since the players taken with these picks will most likely be the starters for each team. In Part 2, teams will fill their final 2 roster spots. These picks will be especially intriguing since teams can now incorporate event specialists into their lineup thanks to a new rule going into effect this season. This means that single specialists who aren't quite there in doubles could hold some serious value for a team needing support in those all-important dream breakers. The minimum bid in Part 2 of the draft will be $1,000 paid to the league. So who's available to draft? Well, some big names were dropped at the player keeper deadline earlier this month, starting with Anna Bright, who's fresh off a double crown at PPA Mesa, where she and former St. Louis Shock teammate Hayden Patriquin handed Annalie Waters and Ben Johns their first loss of 2026. Then there's Georgia Johnson, who won a championship with the Dallas Flash in 2024 before being named MVP in 2025. She is somehow also available. Leah Jansen played a big role in the Columbus Sliders Championship run in 2025, and she will also be available after she was not brought back by the defending champs. Jack Sock, Grand Slam champion and Olympic gold medalist in tennis, should be a highly sought-after male target with the great doubles results he's had to start off the year. And Dylan Frazier is also available. Perpetually underrated and underappreciated in all 3 events, he could certainly help a team in need. Now let's look at the rosters for each team going into the draft. We'll start off with the Atlanta Bouncers. They're rocking with Caitlin Christian, Jay DeVilliers, and Jaume Martinez-Vic. Made a couple trades in the offseason to get Christian and DeVilliers, so they're looking to start over after narrowly missing the playoffs in 2025. Then we've got the Bay Area Breakers, a whole new look for this team. They got rid of their entire 2025 roster. They're rocking with Maya Bowie and Pablo Tellez. Up next is the Brooklyn Pickleball team. They have Rachel Warbacher, Jackie Kawamoto, Hannah Blatt, and Riley Newman. A quick note on Brooklyn: even though they have 4 players, they are able to participate in Part 1 of the draft because they only have 1 male. So they are only going to be able to draft males with their current roster makeup. After Brooklyn, we have the California Black Bears, only with Lane Sleeth right now. They're one of those teams coming up from Challenger in 2025. Then we've got the Carolina Hogs, rocking with Angie Walker, Ava Ignatowicz, James Delgado, and DJ Young. Carolina is in an interesting spot because they cannot participate in Part 1 of the draft as they have 2 males and 2 females from the player keeper deadline. After Carolina, it's to the Chicago Slice. They have Hunter Johnson and Zane Navratil, so they will be looking to get 2 strong starting females in the draft. After Chicago, let's go to Columbus. The defending champions, they have Paris Todd, Andre Daescu, and CJ Klinger. We talked about their decision to drop Leah Jansen earlier. They'll be looking to find a nice complement in women's for Paris Todd. After Columbus, we'll go to the Dallas Flash. They have Hurricane Tyra Black, J.W. Johnson, and Augie Ga. It'll certainly be interesting to see if they try and get Georgia Johnson back after it was a huge move, very controversial move, to drop her at the keeper deadline. From Dallas, we go to the Sunshine State, the Florida Smash, another challenger team coming up after 2025. They have Martina Frantova, Kaysen Campbell, and Travis Rettenmeyer. After Florida, across the country again to Las Vegas. They have 5 players: Brooke Buckner, Zoe Wong, Liz Truluck, Roscoe Bellamy, and Blaine right here, right now, Hovenier. They are another team that cannot participate in Part 1 of the draft because they already have at least 2 males and 2 female players. They have 5 players, so they'll only be able to draft a 3rd male in part 2 of the draft. After Las Vegas, it is the LA Mad Drops, rocking with Catherine Parento, Jade Kawamoto, Ben Johns, and Max Freeman. Made that trade in the offseason to get Freeman to play next to Ben Johns. We'll see how that move plays out. They will also not be allowed to participate in part 1 of the draft, as they already have 4 players on the roster. After LA, we're back in Florida for the Miami Pickleball Club. They made a number of moves in the offseason. Now they have Alex Trung and Yuta Funamisu. Then it's up north, the New Jersey Fives, Annalie Waters with Noe Cliff and Will Howells. Big question here. They dropped both Megan Dazan and Mari Humberg. Who are they going to choose to play next to Annalie Waters in women's? Could they make a move for Anna Bright? Could they make a move for Georgia Johnson? We will see in the draft. Back to Florida for a sunshine double. First, it's the Orlando Squeeze with Lacey Schneeman, Millie Rain, and Federico Staksrud. Then it's the Palm Beach Royals, the newest franchise in Major League Pickleball. They've had a busy preseason. They have Sophia Seving, Tina Pisnik, and Deckel Barr. After Palm Beach, it's Phoenix. They dropped their entire roster except for Jessie Irvin. So she's the only member of the Phoenix Flames going into the draft. After Phoenix, we go back to California. It's the SoCal Hard Eights. They got rid of everyone. They're going into the draft. No rosters. They had a lot of great junior talent in 2025, but were not able to keep them. So they are starting with a clean slate. Cannot wait to see what they do. Then SoCal to the St. Louis Shock. Big announcement when they dropped Anna Bright. They now have Kate Fahey, Hayden Patchwin, and Gabe Tardio. Such a strong core. Interested to see if they go back and get Anna Bright if they have a chance to do so. After St. Louis, it is the Texas Ranchers down in Austin. They're rocking with Christian Alshon and Eric Onsens. And finally, last but not least, it is the Utah Black Diamonds, rolling with Eda Tuionatoa, Elise Jones, and Connor Garnett. Well, we've broken down the rules, talked about some players, and gone through each team. Now all that's left is for the draft to actually happen. Again, the 2026 MLP Draft will take place on Friday, February 27th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and there will be a draft recap show shot from Tennis Channel Studios that airs on Pickleball TV on Sunday, March 1st at noon Eastern. That's going to have Steve Weissman, Dave Fleming, Jessie Irvin, and Matt Manassi breaking down the top stories from the draft and talking through what it all means for the upcoming season starting in May. That's going to do it for this edition of Inside Major League Pickleball. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to tune in to the MLP Draft Recap Show on Sunday, March 1st at noon Eastern. See you next time.
Major League Pickleball returns in May. But first, find out which players will be competing this season. It's the 2026 MLP Draft Show, Sunday, March 1st at noon on Pickleball TV.